Welcome everyone to Defender for Cloud in the Field. Before we proceed, I just want to thank you all for your support and for subscribing to the Microsoft Security channel, in particular to our playlist. And if you did not subscribe yet, make sure to follow the AKA link below and get notifications when new episodes are published. Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, something that is top of mind for a lot of CISOs, which is vulnerability management. And we're going to go a little bit deeper on that and some of the capabilities that we have in Defender for Cloud. And to talk about this, we have a very special guest from our ILDC team, Shahar Bahat. Shahar, welcome to the show.
Hey, Yuri. Thank you. Very happy to be here. Hi, everybody. I'm Shahar. I'm a senior product manager here in MDC. Very excited to talk about this topic today.
Awesome. Shahar, this is a very interesting topic. Can you give us an overview about our vulnerability assessment solution and mainly covering this agent-based solution and what are some of the prerequisites?
Sure. Mainly, once we want to do a vulnerability management assessment on the containers or VM, we can do it by using or agent or agentless. So for our agent solution, you need to install the MDE agent. And for the agentless solution, you can just open the DCSPM plan or the P1 plan, and you can have those a vulnerability management solution. The vulnerability management covers the vulnerabilities you have on your containers or VM, and you can see there a lot of metadata regarding those vulnerabilities, like the severity, their CPE, the information about exploit, etc., and remediation steps. So you have all the information in one place.
That's a very good overview, Shahar. And what are some of the insights that users can gain from the results that this solution brings regarding the vulnerability itself?
So first, they can understand the risk on the environment. What resources are vulnerable, what of them are healthy, and when deep diving into the unhealthy resources, you can understand what CVEs affect the resources to prioritize and understand what's the more urgent thing to do. And as I mentioned before, but per each CVE, you can understand a little bit about the information description about the CVEs, a lot of metadata that is important, like exploit in the wild, additional resources for extra information and remediation steps. So all of this can be in one click and understanding exactly what you need to do to fix this issue.
Excellent. I also have heard something about the new MDVM offering, Microsoft Defender Vulnerability Management offering. Can you go a little bit deeper on that?
Sure. So this is a very exciting subject. We are currently having the MDVM inside our vulnerability assessment offering. This enable us a wider range of sources to understand what vulnerabilities affect my environment, but also a lot of more information now and in the future roadmap for each vulnerability. Like, for example, EPSS score that is coming and more informed remediation steps. So all of this is very exciting and is enabled because of the MDVM solution. And I think one of the most exciting things is this MDVM enable us to have a one truth offering and agentless vulnerability assessment offering that we did not have before. So this is very exciting.
Indeed, it is. What about large environments? We're talking about deployment at scales in large environments. Can you provide some insights about that too?
Yes, so we do have our Security Explorer, which you can see vulnerabilities or additional information on your security in the cloud from different aspects. So this is the great place to investigate large environments. You can see there CVE across the whole environment or specific parameters like severity, and you can query this easily and get the full view of your environment, no matter what resources or information you are interested in. I will show it in a couple of minutes.
Excellent. One last question before we move to the demo, Shahar. Do you also consider the broader risk and impact on the environment when you are doing those vulnerabilities?
So that's a great question. Absolutely. One of the amazing things that we can offer at Microsoft is not just looking about a specific CVE on a specific resource, but also understanding what's the impact of the CVE. So a lot of the attacks starts from a CVE, but the important thing is also what's the impact of this attack, where it can get. So we can offer a wider attack path that combines our CVE findings with additional findings everybody have in cloud environments. And this way we can show full attack path and give you more insight about the CVE impact and also help you prioritize what CVEs can give attackers wider and dangerous attack paths. So this is very exciting.
Awesome. With that, we're going to move on to the demo.
Amazing. So this is our Defender for Cloud. So first of all, we have here under vulnerability remediation, remediate vulnerabilities, some information regarding vulnerabilities. For example, if I want to see specific containers, I want to see what vulnerabilities or risk it's on have on there. So we can see here some aggregation information to understand the container images risk status. But once I go down, I can see affected resources, healthy, unhealthy, and I can see here the CVE list. Once I will click on a CVE, I will have broader information, as I mentioned, like description, some metadata, some more information and other references, and also exploitability information. And all of this, of course, as I mentioned, empowered by MDVM. And this information will just get more informed as we go. So this is very, very exciting. And the main change we had before with this MDVM edition. So this is one thing we can see in our platform. But also, if I will go back, we mentioned before the Security Explorer. So this is where I can analyze a little bit about a large environment or different use cases. For example, if I would want to see all my VMs and containers, for example, and I want to see all the vulnerabilities, but I'm interested only on specific severity. In my policy, in my environment, only high and above severities are important to me. So I can just quickly query this query and see easily all the CVEs in my environment and a resource that address this policy or query I wanted to look. And this is very broad option. You can play with it easily. There's some recommendation and queries that we provided as built-in, but in general, anything you want to do, you can just easily place here and see your environment risk and manage it. I think the last interesting thing I want to show, we talked about it a little bit, is the impact we can show. So until now, we discussed where I have vulnerabilities in my environment or what information I know about each vulnerability. But here we can see also what's the impact. So I have here an information about attack path, which combine different type of risk resources. So I can see, for example, this issue affects 4 resources. It's very critical. And if I will go into it, I can understand that there's an internet exposed EC2 with high severity vulnerability with high permissions. This is a very, very risk attack path, and this makes this CVE even more important to remediate than it was before because I understand this attack path is available in my organization. So this is an additional aspect you can use and analyze your environment and security in it.
All right, Shahar, do you have any final consideration or anything else that you want to share about this capability?
No, I think the options are limitless, and we're very excited to keep evolving and providing up to date and exciting new feature in this area. So we're excited for what's to come.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for putting together this demo and for sharing those insights. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, this is a wrap for today's episode. Thanks very much for your participation. Once again, make sure to subscribe to our playlist, the AKA link below, and see you again next time.